I'm Shannon Campe. I'm from ETR, and I think a lot of you know Jill, and some of you know me. We've been working together for about 20 years, mostly with upper elementary to high school students, and teaching programming in different ways and studying it. So we've done a lot using pair programming in different settings, informal and not, and we ended up getting a whole research project just about to study pair programming really in depth. So what we really want to do with this project was finally get some of this information out to teachers and have it really be something that's usable for them, because, you know, we all know that, I think we all know what pair programming is, right? So the book kind of goes over, the chapter goes over, you know, like what is it exactly, and kind of the basics of that for an educator that would want to give it a go, and kind of ideas of like why to do it and where the value is in doing it. But as we all know, sometimes it looks like this, and it's so exciting, and kids are building off each other, and they're challenging, you know, their own, you know, learning, and they're growing, and they're having fun, and we're like, oh, they're doing it. And then, you know, then we have a lot of this where kids are disengaged, and they're not really collaborating. They're not really working together. They end up kind of solo programming, or even like almost parallel programming next to each other. So this chapter kind of goes over being really intentional about, if you choose to do this, kind of why you want to do it, and then how you want to do it. We ended up making a toolkit that's free, and it's on the ETR website, that basically this chapter is a lot of what's in the toolkit, but the toolkit also has lessons and such. So you're really being intentional, kind of how you're pairing the kids, how you're teaching them to do it, because kids are coming from different backgrounds, of course, of collaboration experience, and then supporting them through that. And we do some, like we have always done some off-computer activities too, to work on kind of communication and role plays and such, to really see what it looks like when it's going in a more effective direction, and what it looks like when it's not going in such an effective direction. So the chapter kind of outlines this, but doesn't go into all the details. That's in the toolkit. The chapter also is just a snippet from the book, right, of like, for what collaborative behaviors look like for the navigator, for the driver, and for both of them. And then also what the non-collaborative behaviors look like for the driver and the navigator, the both of them. Again, a lot of you, if you've already done any of this kind of pair group work, you've seen a lot of this. So it's just a way for teachers to really hear some specific examples of things we've seen, and people that there's many other people that have done the work too, that have seen. And then we go into a little more, because usually the big jam is always that there's still these kids that are struggling, and so we give some kind of more specifics of, like, if you're observing this, here's some questions you can ask to really get at it. And so I mean, like I said, I think it's varied how well it can work. I think it takes a lot of intentionality, and I think it takes a lot of commitment from the teacher or the educator to help it happen. But when it does happen, it can be really effective for the kids. So hopefully this is something I love the book, Shuchi. I love all the color coding. It's so easy to follow, and it's really digestible. And I just want to say, as a past teacher myself, that's super important.